Thank you for watching London. Today is a very special edition, and I will be talking about myths of racism and perception. We're going to be dealing with racial issues. Anyone that's ever had to endure racism, and I have a fellow YouTuber with me by the name of Mr. Royalty9. Say hello to the folks.
Hello, folks, and the audience to Mr. London. Thank you for having me. My name is Mr. Royalty9. You can check me out on my channel as well, MR. He'll have it down here. Shout out to everybody who's been watching me and supporting me, and I finally hit the 300 mark on YouTube, so I'm happy, I'm good. So shout out to everybody, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Thank you, and of course, Michael.
Cool. The first thing I want to tackle is, okay, we're dealing with modern day racism and some of the stereotypes that follow it. And one of the questions, and a lot of these questions that you'll hear, was actually not something I formulated on my own, but something that was introduced through the Tyra Banks show. So if any of you guys saw the segment that was on racism, you'll remember these vein of questions that you'll hear. And the first one was, if a white man chases a black man, did he steal from him? What would you think if you saw that?
Oh, black man running from white man?
No, a white man chasing a black man.
Alright, well, I'm a black person, and I know it's wrong, but I would think he was stealing from him, honestly. I know it's like a wrong thing, and it's, but come on, like, I know, like, I'm black, I know I don't do things, but I don't mean to like point it there, but I think a black person would steal from him, honestly, personally.
And that's coming from a fellow black man.
Person.
So if you was to ask my opinion, in all honesty, when it comes down to these stereotypes, if I saw that, in honesty, I would really believe that something transpired. Maybe not that he stole or something like that right off the bat, but that would be the first perception in my head, that he did something.
Okay, well, I'm sorry to throw you off. Alright, okay, now, I would have to, being that you said that, I would have to look at the person, because if I'm assuming if a dude's wearing like pants that are sagged down and running and he has a hoodie on, that's what I'm gonna think. Honestly, but if he was wearing like a little suit and he was running, I'd be like, okay, something caused something. But I think I would pinpoint it on how the guy looks. If you have no disrespect if you're rocking a do-rag, but if you're wearing a do-rag with a hoodie and your pants are sagging and you running like this, I'm gonna think you're slow.
I don't look like this every day.
No, right? I'm black. But yeah, if you have them and you running like this and you look, I would think you're slow. If you're wearing a suit and you looking casual, as far as the rest of the clothes you go, I wouldn't think you stole. I would probably look past it, but still.
So basically, what you also want them to know is that perception or racism sometimes is also stemmed from other stereotypes, far as clothing and presentation, your image, how you present yourself.
Right.
So people, that's something we need to think about. That's something we need to work on. If you always look thugged out, you know, and you always live your life like that, hey, I'm not knocking what you do, but there's a time and a place for everything. So sometimes taking into consideration your image, and you know, black people are famous for going to job interviews wearing street attire and then get mad when they don't get the job. Can you help them?
Okay, now let me. He said he doesn't knock y'all. Personally, I knock them because people. It's annoying. I'll be on trains and I'll sit there and I'll see a guy with his pants all the way to his ankles with a belt in it. And I'm like, why is the belt there? Like, what are you using it for? I don't understand. And they'll sit there and they'll walk and have this big hoodie on. They can barely even walk. And they look really crazy. And it's kind of like, you know, it don't look right. And it's a bad image on how we are as people, as far as black people. You asked me a question. You said, you asked me something. But go ahead. I'm sorry, I took you. Sorry, go ahead.
You good.
Sorry.